It always amazes me how TV themes can give you an instant feeling of what the show is going to be about in just 10 seconds. And one of the best examples of this is Stranger Things. The Stranger Things theme tells you so much about the show by actually doing very little, and you may not even realise it. Let me show you. So the first thing is perhaps the most obvious thing, and that is that the sounds that are chosen are sounds deliberately supposed to sound like the 80s. The theme song uses a lot of synth sound that sound like this. So that's the sounds, but what's more interesting to me is the fact that it only uses 2 chords. It uses a C chord and an E minor chord. Even by today's standard, that is not that many chords. The interesting thing is how they're used. So the first chord, the C chord, it's not just a C chord, it's a C major 7 chord. The reason that that's interesting and quite clever is because an E minor chord uses those top 3 notes of that C major 7 chord. So the C major 7 chord is 4 notes. And then an E minor chord is 3 of those 4 notes. Which means for the E chord, nothing really needs to change except getting rid of the C and maybe making it something that is in the chord, like a B. And if anything, that C, because it doesn't belong to an E chord, it just makes the E sound more tense. Which is exactly what they want for a TV show that is about the upside down and weird alien things. When you use a major chord, the connotations are like happy or more positive emotions, and when you use a minor chord, the connotations are more sad or negative emotions, like something's about to happen. That is, until you add that extra note to the C major chord. When you add that extra note, it makes it sound really wondrous, so you get this combination of like a wondrous major 7 chord, followed by this more dark, sinister minor chord. And that all happens with the change of 1 note. Then the chord is just separated out into individual notes. And a C from that C chord is stuck on top. Not only that, but when you arpeggiate it, which is where you play each of the notes separately, because it's going upwards and down, it gives that sort of whirling feeling. And when that's the major 7 chord, it gives like a really mysterious, wondrous sound. When it's the minor chord, it makes it sound really uncertain. The reason that this is so clever is, one, because you only have 10 seconds, so you need to find simple chords that you can repeat. But also, because you are repeating something where that C works in the first chord but doesn't work in the second chord, it makes it feel really uneasy, which fits with the theme of the show very well. The other thing is that this bass line is not just a straight bass line, it's actually played in the rhythm of a heartbeat, and when you include a heartbeat in music, it always makes you feel more tense. Not only that, but because the bass line is going upwards and it goes up by step, to get to the E, it sounds even more tense. And then the only thing that changes throughout the entire theme is the fact that it ramps up in energy, so there's more movement. And the way you can ramp up more energy is just by getting the left hand to do more. And just play some of the notes from the chord. So you've got a heartbeat, which makes it feel really tense and like builds anxiety. You've got a major 7 chord, which makes it sound really wondrous. You've got a minor chord, and that makes it feel like something's about to happen. The monotony of the same notes going in a cycle while building makes it sound really tense. And then you've got the bass line, which is ascending, which makes it feel like it's going somewhere. Sometimes if a song is too simple, it can actually be very easily overplayed. A good example of one of those songs is a song called the Knuckles song, and in this video I took that song and made it much better. So if you are interested in that, head on through and I will see you there.